It's your boy Rsonist representing the Heatmakerz.
In the room to the kitchen, she my little ghetto thing, nigga, listen.
We did joints for everybody. Dipset, Fat Joe, Ludacris, I-20, Lil Wayne, Lil Flip, everybody. Pretty much we got our first break when we met Cameron and Jim Jones. What they did was Jim Jones actually promised us, like, you know, a little situation when things got popping, and he kept his word. And, you know, after he got his deal with Def Jam, he put us on and we was good to go. You know, so that was like late 2001, right before Diplomatic Immunity 1 came out. My first job was I was working at an amusement park selling nachos, selling nachos in a nacho stand. That was when I was like 15, 16. That's what I started off doing. I went from that to, I was a janitor, and after that I started messing with music because I couldn't really stand to make regular money. So I started doing this music thing, and, you know, God blessed me and I took off, and we here now, you know. I got started making music pretty much when what happened was my partner Thriller, who isn't here right now, he was making music first, and I came home from college because, like, I had to leave school because some things popped off, and, you know, pretty much I didn't really get thrown out, but I couldn't stay there, so I left. I came back home, my partner was making music, I started dealing with the music thing, and we just went hard for like 6 to 8 months, and we landed our first beat on a cannabis album, and we just kept it going from there. Basically, on an average day, what I do is I wake up like around 10 o'clock. I'll take care of whatever I got to take care of, email tracks out to different labels or different artists that want tracks, and then I'll leave my house. I head to the studio. I leave my house, I head to the studio, I'll put some work in, whether it's like now I'm working on my album, so it's either I work on my album now or I'll make some tracks that I have to make for other people. I'll just make tracks in general. I'll do that till about 10, 11 o'clock at night, and depending on whether or not I got another studio session after that, I'll go to that, or I'll just go back home and work in my house because I have a studio in my house also. So, you know, it's working, like I'm working every day. Hip-hop to me is like, it's a difference. Like, what hip-hop means to me now and what it used to mean to me is two different things. Like, what hip-hop used to mean to me was like an art form, people who really were talented and did music. But now hip-hop means, it's just like, it's so, people abused hip-hop so much that it's hard to say what it really means to me now. Now it's just more of it's just a way to make money and get out of a bad situation. You know what I mean? Before it was more of people expressing themselves. Now it's just people doing what they do to make money. You know, so it's a difference from way back when it used to actually mean something. I mean, this music industry, man, I made a lot of sacrifices to get here, really. As far as, like, I had to sacrifice a lot, you know, even if you want to take it as far as, like, I missed out on a lot of things. Like, I have a young daughter who's 7 years old. Like, I missed her first steps. I missed her first words because, like, this music game doesn't really have a time schedule. So I could be gone for, you know, days at a time, and it's frustrating knowing that things like that you can't get back, but you're doing it for a purpose. I'm doing it to make sure she's happy and she can live in the future, and it's sort of like you got to balance that type of stuff out, you know. So it becomes frustrating at times, but I'm sure everybody had their own sacrifices, but those are the sacrifices I actually remember. And, you know, I lost a lot of friends along the way as far as, like, because of business, this music business tears people apart. You know, I regret it, but what can you do? You know, things happen. Realistically, my goal 10 years ago was to be able to live successfully. Like, as far as, I never wanted to have to worry about where my next meal was coming from, or, you know, 10 years ago, I always thought I would have kids or a kid 10 years later. I wanted to be able to support him or her and not have to worry about, you know, where the money's coming from. And up to this point, I've succeeded. Like, I'm pretty much where I wanted to be at. My goals now is to be, to make enough money so my daughter could live without having to worry about where she's going to get money from, as far as, like, when she gets to the age, when she gets to 18. Or, you know, like, I want to be good to the point where I can stop making music and have a team under me and, you know, supervise music that they do. That's my goal, really. Like, I think I'm a big risk taker just because pretty much, like, I stepped into this music game and I didn't have a backup plan. I went to school, I left school, I didn't get my degree. I just stepped 100% into this music game. I didn't have, like I said, I didn't have a backup plan. And at the time when I stepped in, I was 22 years old. You know, and that was 6 years ago. 6 years. I haven't worked a 9 to 5 for 6 years, and I've been able to. I live good. I live on my own. You know, I buy what I want to buy when I want to buy it, and I just like all of that. I never thought would have been possible 6 years ago, but I took a lot of risk by just stepping out and not knowing, you know, where I was gonna step, and it worked out for me. God bless me, and I'm here. Last time I got stressed, probably yesterday. I don't know what the date is today. We're doing the interview, but yesterday. Like, this industry is stressing, man, because, like, people owe you money and they try to act like they don't have to pay you right now. You know, like a regular job, you get paid every Friday. You get paid every other Friday. This job is like people pay you when they get around to it. And I got the same bills that the next person got. Even though we get paid more than the average worker, it's still frustrating having to wait on a check for 3 months. You know what I mean? When you know that you put your work in. I'm inspired just by the reaction of people that listen to my music and hit me and tell me that they enjoy what I do and that they're fans of my music. You know what I mean? Like when I make something by myself in a room like this and nobody else hears it until it gets out there and then people really gravitate towards it, it lets me know that I'm doing something right, that I'm not really just wasting my time, you know, just doing whatever. Like when I first did Diplomatic Community with the Diplomats, I didn't really know how people were going to take to it because the music was new. It was a new form of music. And ever since then, people just gave me a lot of love, and it just showed me that I'm really on the right track. So that's what really inspires me to wake up every morning and to go to the studio until all hours of the night, all hours of the morning. It's things like that. What turns me off is people that make music just for the sake of trying to make money. You know what I mean? Like, there has to be some sort of passion in your heart to make this music. It ain't all about just making music and not having any direction or reason for making it. Like, you know, if you're working on an album as a rapper, I think you got to know why you're doing that. Like, what's the purpose of you making this album? Like, am I going to make the album to let people know who I am or whatever the case is? But for people that just do it just to do it, to say, okay, everybody else is rapping, so I'm going to do it, then that turns me off about the music game. I mean, pretty much every artist is going to make money in the future. I mean, you can see where it's headed. It's like it's a computer era. Like, if it's not ringtones or downloads or things like that, then, you know, like, record sales are really dropping. Most artists are getting their money either from performing or either from, like I said, ringtones or downloads or iTunes or, you know, endorsement deals. It's just like the entertainment business is broadening out, and a lot of these rappers are smart enough, or rappers or producers or singers or whoever they are, whoever's smart enough to figure out that it isn't really about record sales as much as it is about marketing and promoting yourself to, you know, letting your name be bigger than what it really is. The people who figure that out are going to make a lot of money. The people who think it's just about selling a record, they're going to be broke 10 years from the time that they sold a lot of records. You know what I mean? Like, record sales are important, don't get me wrong, but for longevity, it's about marketing yourself to the point that 10 years after a successful record, you can still come out and tour and you know, still market yourself and get endorsement deals. My MySpace page is myspace.com/the_Heatmakerz with a Z. And that's I like MySpace. To me is cool because it puts you in contact with a lot of people that normally you couldn't get in contact with, and it just shows you, like, basically it's like that's almost like the perfect example of 6 degrees of separation from you can get to somebody from another person that you never thought knew that person. So I mean, that's a good thing. Whoever thought of that, you know, Tom, genius. Some people's approach on MySpace is kind of twisted, man. Like, you got to learn how to approach people. Like, if you write to me and say, I got the hottest song that you need to listen to it, I hear that 50 times a day. So that's not going to make me go to your page. Your approach has to be right for me. I might be missing out on a good thing, but I can't realistically listen to 50 different pages a day. And, you know, because after a while you hear the first 20 and you're like, oh, they all sound horrible. Even though the 35th might be hot, I'm not going to get to number 35 because the other 20 just ruined it. So there has to be a better approach. People got to figure their approach out. I got a Nextel right now, but Nextel, I hate the service. The service drops every, like, no matter what room I'm in. I just like it because basically I got an unlimited plan. I had the unlimited plan, so I pay the same bill every month, and I'm just used to it. That's one thing I like about it, is that I'm used to it. Everything else sucks pretty much. This joint, man, like, I go to hiphopgame.com because I had a couple songs in there. I check it out. I go to MySpace, of course, and I go to be real with you, I go to chase.com because that's my bank, and I always check my money just to make sure that everything is cool. Other than that, those are the only 3 websites I check out: is Chase, MySpace, and Hip Hop Game. I'm laid back. I don't really all that, like, I'm out a lot doing this music thing, so when I do get time to just relax and chill, I'm either in my apartment chilling, watching TV or watching a DVD, or hanging out, go to clubs. I might go to a strip club here and there, but nothing major. I'm just chilling. I'm a relaxed type of person. I think my greatest strength is probably is just ambition. Like, I got a lot of ambition. I don't really think that there's nothing I can't do. You know what I mean? And my greatest weakness is probably just the fact that I want to help everybody. And when I say that, I mean, like, when somebody comes to me and I really feel their story, it makes me like want to reach out to them, because I remember when I was in a position that I needed help. So I think that might be my greatest weakness, is just, falling into a lot of people's sob stories. My work ethic is like non-stop. When I start working, like right now I'm stopping to work to do this interview, but other than that, after this, I'm working from now until it's time to get out of here. You know what I mean? Like, I don't really take breaks to just chill and talk and do all the extra stuff. Like, my work ethic is non-stop, and the people around me, some love me for it, some hate me for it, but at the end of the day, like, I know I'm my own boss, so if I don't work, nobody's gonna push me to work, and I'll just be stuck. I got a lot of haters, man. Haters is everywhere. Like, to me, it's like haters hate you because deep inside they want to be in the position that you're in, or they want something that you have. You don't hate somebody just out of the blue for hating them. Like, you don't see a bum on the street and hate him. Why would you hate him? He has nothing that you want, or she has nothing that you want. But when there's somebody a level above you or on the same level as you, you hate on them because, deep inside, subconsciously, you want to be where they're at or take something from them, or whatever the case is. So there's a lot of haters around me. You know what I mean? And I don't even try to keep them away from me. It's just, you're gonna have haters regardless. I don't really read too deep into that. Anybody that truly knows me know what type of person I am, and know that I'm a good person. So they respect what I do. The haters, they can stay on the outside. Everybody else that I'm cool with for life. Our signature sound is I think it's like hardcore soul music. If you ever heard anything like that, it's soul music that has an edge to it. It isn't really like soft, real melodic soul music. It's more of like a gritty type of street edge soul music that, like, I got a new type of sound that I'm working on right now. I'm not going to really talk about it, but it's going to be something crazy. Like, what I did for Dipset was one thing, that real soul swing type of beat, and, like that real hardcore edge. What I'm doing now is like even harder than that, but it's just different, man. Like, you'll hear it because right now I only got a few, only made about 3 or 4 of them. I need to get about 50 under my belt before I really start putting it out to the public like that. I use the MPC, whether it's the 2000 or the 4000. One of my studios I got the 2000. The other studio I got the 4000. I got I used the Proteus 2000. I used the Trinity Rack. I used the Roland 3080, and a turntable. And that's it, really. I do everything through my drum machine. Sequence, everything. Sample. To me, it's the groove and it's the drum programming. If the drum programming ain't right, and the swing and everything ain't right, then, like, to me, I'm a timing fanatic. Like, if the timing ain't right, so to everybody that sends me music, if your timing ain't right, that throws me off top. Before I even listen to what you say, or if you're a producer, if the drums don't hit when they supposed to hit, or the sample ain't triggered right, then it turns me off. You know what I mean? Like, I'm a timing type of person. I don't spend too long, because I believe if you take too long on anything, then it's not right. Especially music, because music is about feeling, and it's about how you felt at that time. So if you sit for 2 hours on one beat trying to tweak it and get it right, and you still creating, then it's like you either adding too much or you don't know what you're doing, and you're just trying to figure something out, and you already messing it up. To me, the bulk of your ideas should come out within 10 to 15 minutes. After that, it's just a matter of EQing and getting everything sounding right. To really just learn how to make a beat probably took me about, I want to say, a month. But to really get nice on the machines took me about 6 months. I mean, I learned something every day. I'm still learning, but right now I'm you know, I'd say that I'm nice on the 2000 and the 4000. I could do whatever that machine does, you know. We're going back in with Joel's on his new album. We're working with we just did 4 tracks on Papoose' album that's due out at the top of next year. We did a record for Joss Stone that Beyonce wrote. Who else? Oh, we're working with an artist named Rico Love. He signed to J Records. He's under Usher's label. We just did 2 tracks on DJ Drama's album coming out. Everybody might be forgetting. I'm working on my own project. You know what I'm saying? I got a lot of different joints that I'm working on. I'm not even, like, I'm just someplace else when I'm, you know, like, I start thinking of, I forget who we working with, but I just do whatever comes my way. Those are the ones that I really remember off top, but we're working. I mean, I mean, for down south rap, they're in a good position. For East Coast rap, if somebody don't come and really step up, then it's going downhill. You know what I mean? But, you know, maybe somebody will figure that out. That's how I feel about it, you know, because I grew up in the time of Biggie and Pac and Big Pun and, you know, Nori, when everybody was really, when East Coast rap was what it was, you know, MOP, CNN, Mobb Deep. Now it's a different time. Now it's like every man for themselves, and, you know, that's killing East Coast rap, you know. Down South rap is cool, though. I fuck with Down South rap because they unite and they make things happen. Yeah, I want to do everything, man. I want to do scoring, you know, before everything is all said and done. I'd love to get in the, you know, get some endorsement deals popping. I'd love to get in the acting, do anything, man. Like I said, I believe I could do anything. I just got to really dedicate myself to it.